I have in front of me the Edition Progressiv Hybrid. It's a DVB-T2 / cable set-top box. And along with that, it actually has some quite nice web features on it, like YouTube, etc. And on this one here, as we'll demonstrate in a while, it works quite well. So the format of this video is, I'm going to give an overview of exactly what comes in the box. I'm going to give an overview then in detail of the unit and show it in actual action here as well. So you can see the outer box here. And we have a user manual which is in English, just gives a quick overview of exactly what comes in the kit. We have a power unit here, it's 5 volts and 1.5 amps. We have 2 sticky pads here which would go on the back of the box, and we could use this, let's say, if we're mounting this directly in a discrete location. So we could hide it, say, for instance, behind the flat screen TV, and we could use this sensor here to come along, and we could connect it into the back of the unit, which I'll show in a moment, and we could just use this sticky pad to stick it to the top of the TV. We have an output here which is basically a 3.5mm to RCA cable, and also then we have a set of treble A batteries for the remote itself. The remote itself is decent, nice range and good angle on it as well. So what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm just going to come around to the front and I'm just going to talk about the set-top box itself. Okay? So the first thing to note on the set-top box is we have a sensor here that's just hidden, so you can just aim the remote directly at it. We have also a USB port here. So we could use that, let's say, for using the PVR functionality on it, for because the PVR ready box, or using the media player, or for putting a new channel list on it, or programming or updating firmware. If we rotate around to the back of the unit, we'll see that we have a T2 tuner here. So we have an aerial input, we have a HDMI output, we have an IR port here. So we can just shove this in here, just connect it in here. And what I could do then is I could just mount that sensor in a manner. That might have gone out of focus there a little bit for you, but we could do that, and then we could have the AV there. So we had an older TV that was an RCA or a SCART input. We'd use it. Normally, obviously, we'd use the HDMI input, and then what we have here as well is we have the power input here as well, where we'd use the power unit I showed a few moments ago. We have an Ethernet port on the side. We could come along alternatively, and we could use our USB dongle to insert there and set it up in the Wi-Fi network that way as well. Okay, we have USB dongles to work with this. And then what we have in the bottom of the box here is we have a card reader which contains, and then we have 2 little slots here which we could use for using a screw just to mount it directly onto a wall or somewhere very discreetly. What I'm going to do at this point in time is, what we have over here is we just have the a UHF area connected to the box, so we're picking up the SareView channels. And if we just come along here, we'll just see we have all the channels here. They're pulling them in high definition, okay? And we just have it set to the RT News channel. So I can just, that's simply by pressing the OK button. I can exit out here, and what I could do is I can come along and I can see the 7-day EPG on it, all the rest of it. And if I wanted to come along, I can flick to the next day just using the fast forward buttons, okay? I can just exit out from there again, and what we might do is we'll just go into the main menu. So we can see we have a channel organizer. We can come along, when we do the installation, we can do a terrestrial or a cable installation. We can come along here, we have the system settings where we can make various changes. We have conditional changes here, and we have a media list here. So we had a USB or a hard drive there. We could go in and we could use our media player or do the various things, look at past recordings. And then we have the internet here as well. So we have the weather forecast, I think, actually set for Dublin. So we could just come along here and you can just stream and see what's coming up in the coming days. So that's just a handy little feature on it. And if I came along there, I could actually just go into YouTube here, and we could just quickly mount some of the things here. I'm just going to exit directly out there on it, but it actually works quite well on that, so there's some really decent features on it. So you can see overall it's a really, really high-end box. In terms of the company that's behind it, Edition, they make really top-end boxes. They're one of our biggest suppliers at this stage. They're huge in Germany, they're very, very large market share and very popular generally on the continent. So we at this stage stock probably about 6 or 7 different boxes from them. They're all reliable and all very, very competitive. And there's other more expensive possibly slightly better known brand names than them, but in terms of technical support and warranty, all the rest of it, and interchangeability, they really are a premium brand to go with. So that's it anyway, the Edition Progressiv hybrid DVB-T2 cable box with good internet functionality.